What's up guys, it's BD here, and this is a review of the Nuphy Halo65 HE, a keyboard that might well be the best budget option out currently, and also at the same time being the fastest. So we're gonna take a look at this keyboard today and see how it stacks up against the competition and what it's doing differently. So the pricing goes as follows: $90 for the Coral Switch version, $100 for the Jade Pros version, which is the version I have here. The price will go up $10 for each after the pre-order period between November 5th and December 5th, with the shipping date around the end of the pre-order period. That is not bad considering a set of Jade Pro magnetic switches comes out to $56. So that means that you're getting this keyboard, the rest of it, for $44. That is insane. Just wow. When you compare that to something like the Wooting 60 HE Plus, which is $175, you begin to wonder what is going on, because $100, $175, you got Jade Pro magnetics already in here. This is looking like a steal. Next up, I want to look at the build. Now on the top, they have aluminum, and on the bottom side, they have ABS plastic, but the plastic doesn't feel cheap at all. And they spice things up by making the lines on the side and on the bottom as well. Now when you flip over the keyboard, you also get some keyboard feet here to switch up the angle. They have 3 different levels to it. And then when you look on the back side of the keyboard, they have a USB-C port as well as a switch where you can go between 1, 2, and 3. This is cool if you want to do like a Mac, Windows, and gaming mode, or you can switch it between your games. Like you can have Call of Duty, you can have Valorant, and then you can have Osu on each one, like M1, M2, and 3. And then for $34, you can get this Wristrest. Now, this two-tone Wristrest is just one of the most beautiful things that I've ever lighted my eyes on. I love the orange hits, how it goes through the frosted Wristrest, then it has the aluminum on the bottom side. It is just a cool looking wrist rest, and I don't say that often, but they did this right. And it also makes the keyboard very comfortable to type on as well. This keyboard is top mounted. I wish we would have seen a gasket mount here. This would have put this keyboard over the top. So for the switches, I have here the Jade Pros, but you can also go with their Coral switches. The Coral switches go up to 4mm travel distance. These are 3.3mm. I prefer the shorter distance for gaming and typing overall, just because of fatigue issues. These feel and sound a lot different than the stock Jade Pros that I was given, so I think that they went in here and lubed them themselves. It's actually cool that they've added the Jade Pros as an option here, so you don't have to buy a $100 keyboard, go out, buy the Jade Pros to put it into your keyboard. And it's almost worth just buying this keyboard for the Jade Switches, right? Because Jade Switches are $56. This keyboard is $100, so $44 difference to get another keyboard on your hands, and you get the switches. Even if you don't use this keyboard, it's still kind of worth it just to even check out. Now, I don't want to just say that like, oh, just go out and buy it, but when you really put it to the test, this keyboard, budget-wise, is very, very friendly. And again, if you're not happy with these, you can always just go in and replace them, because this is a hot swap keyboard. From the backspace to the enter key to the shift keys, they are all nicely lubed and, dare I say, thocky. Now they also have this ghost bar, which is the silicone sound absorber that fits into the spacebar keycap. This also helps with absorbing sound, something really cool that we haven't seen in other keyboards and that we could see moving forward. Now these also feature double shot PBT keycaps. I love the texture on these keycaps. They did this keyboard right. Very smooth to the touch, very high quality feeling keycaps. These are also cherry profile, which is my profile of choice. And man, I just love, love, love this texture. Before we take a look at the performance, let's check out the sound profile of this keyboard. Oh yeah, This keyboard is very deep and rich sounding. I love the way this keyboard sounds, very consistent. One thing I noticed from row to row even is that it doesn't change too much. Very, very consistent. I don't know what Nuphy is doing that other companies are doing, but man, they really turned out and showed up with this keyboard, and they put me on notice. I need to be checking out more of their keyboards because this is quality. This is tuned right, and I'm really shocked. I really am. I'm really shocked with what they have been able to do just on the quality and the build quality of this keyboard. So next up, let's talk about configuring the keyboard in the software. All right, so the Nuphy Software is a browser software, which is really nice. Upon opening it up, you're greeted with this. You can go in, you can change the trigger settings. You go and select all. Now you can choose the step. I like to go with 0.02 on both, and also here as well. And then you can do the continuous rapid trigger. You can set your actuation point here, which is on this case for the Jade Pros 0.1 to 3.3. Then you can see visually here where it is. So I like to put mine at 0.1 again for everything. That is just for my gaming. When I go to type or anything like that, I go up to 2 millimeters just to have a little safety net. Now you can do macros on this page as well as lighting on this page as well. Get that done, and then you can go here for the mod settings. So you can do like the tick rate, you can do the low stabilization level. I just go on low. Then for polling rate, I like to put mine at 8,000 hertz to get the lowest latency. And then you could do keybinds and things like that on these and select your layers. Pretty easy and straightforward to use. I do notice that we are missing like SOCD. We're missing the hyper tap. I don't know if that's somewhere else, but in this browser software, I cannot seem to find it. So, but maybe since this is still in a pre-order mode, that they haven't put that into the settings yet, and that should be just an easy update later on. But for now, it's not here. Now this is rocking 8,000 hertz for the polling rate. They say this has response times that are 16 times faster than the competition, even at 8,000 hertz. It's using their NU1 chip that has a clock rate of 144 megahertz for USB 2.0 data transmission. They say in real world testing that this should be able to cut down the total latency down to around 0.3 milliseconds, a full 100% improvement over the other 8,000 hertz competitors. Now I am getting some equipment to actually check out what the fastest keyboards are, and I will be doing a huge roundup, so if you aren't already, subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But for now, what I can say in using this keyboard over the past couple of weeks is that this is a fast keyboard, especially since you can set this to that 0.02 millimeter rapid trigger setting compared to, let's say, 0.15 on the Wu-Ting. Now you wouldn't think that that would be a huge difference, but in gaming and in practice, my first bullet accuracy was noticeably different. Like I felt like I was cheating. I mean, I always felt like I was cheating with the Wu-Ting keyboards and the Pwnage keyboards and all those. But when I got to this keyboard, I felt like I was moving still, and I would just aim my gun at somebody and hit. And my first bullet accuracy, like I was hitting everything. Like it just didn't seem fair. You know, it just took it up a notch. Now I didn't think that we can get even better than what we were doing, but this keyboard is fast. In a game like Valorant, you can counter strafe or you can just release the key. I don't even feel like I need SOCD, which is where you're hitting A, and then if you hit D, it cuts transmission of the A and you move the other direction right away. This keyboard is so fast that when I was releasing it, it felt better than SOCD. This keyboard is insane. Like I don't even feel like I need that setting because this rapid trigger is just so much better than the competition. Now, if you've been living under a rock for the past year or two, rapid trigger is the hottest thing on the market. And that is just where you can just release the key and it immediately cuts transmission of the key to your computer. And it can do it anywhere along the actuation of the key. Now, in regular mechanical switches, let's say you have a 2 millimeter actuation point, you have to go down to that 2 millimeter, and then you have to get all the way back up to 2 millimeter just to release the key. This, it releases at anywhere on the travel distance of the switch. So yeah, rapid trigger on this is phenomenal to say the least. Now they do have SOCD and stuff coming, I believe. I didn't see it in the software, but that can be something that is easily added into software with just a few commands on their development team. Me as a reviewer, I check out lots of softwares and I didn't see it in there. Maybe I missed something, but I try to go into this like a consumer and say, hey, where's this? And just mess around with things. So if I can't find that SOCD mode and all these other modes, I doubt the regular user is going to be able to find it. So Nuphy, we gotta work on that. Overall, I really like this keyboard. It's affordable, it's fast, and they did all the little things right, from the keycaps, the switches, to the overall sound and feel of the keyboard. For $100, this is an absolute steal if you're looking for a rapid trigger keyboard, or maybe you just aren't happy with your current one. This one is definitely worth taking a look. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for this review on the Nuphy Halo65HE. This thing is damn near perfect. If for a budget keyboard, it has a lot of non-budget things in it that make it kind of like the best bang for the buck keyboard out at the moment. So if you guys are in the market for one, take advantage of that pre-order pricing and cop one for the holidays. All right, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.